There may be some relaxing of the regulations pertaining to sports and recreation by June 27th, the date for the next iteration of the emergency powers regulations, according to Chief Medical Officer Dr. Hazel Laws. The CMO and National Emergency Operations Committee, NEOC, engaged sports sector stakeholders at Warner Park on June 18th. While making the revelation, the CMO also issued caution with how sports stakeholders advise on the resumption of sports and recreation, warning that the health of citizens cannot be compromised because of hasty decision-making. CMO Laws also tasked the Ministry of Sport with the commissioning of an educational campaign for athletes and players about playing in the context of COVID-19.
I see practice sessions being allowed in the next iteration of emergency powers regulations. I see training sessions being a part of that, however it's going to be written. Probably practice matches, but it's with reservation that we would say yes to in-stadium spectators in the first phase. I think players and the essential support persons needs to be on board in the first phase, and you need to get that right, and then we could then say maybe in the next iteration, bring in stadium spectators.
Dr. Laws also emphasized the importance of taking physical distancing and social distancing, proper use of facilities, adequate screening tools for matches, etc., mask and hand sanitization, especially for high-risk sports, strategy for traceability of players/athletes, and predictions and projections of needs and ways of procurement while working toward the resumption of sports and recreation. NEOC Chairman Abdias Samuel echoed the sentiments of CMO Laws, noting that sports stakeholders should guide them with protocols and procedures. He encouraged sporting associations to make their submissions to the Ministry of Sport, who would then present them to the NEOC, who will in turn advise Cabinet on the easing of restrictions. New Minister of Sport Honorable Jonelle Powell used the forum to recommend the creation of a task force to assist the various sporting disciplines with the trimming of COVID-19 policies from their international governing bodies to suit St. Kitts and Nevis. It has been over 60 days since the last announced case of COVID-19 in St. Kitts and Nevis, but there is still extreme caution as discussions are being held in relation to the opening up of the country's borders. The World Health Organization, WHO, says the pandemic is worsening, and the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CARPHA, says there is a high risk of importing the virus once borders reopen.